Hello, lovely people. UK calling New Zealand. UK calling New Zealand. Mr. Oliver here. Hello to everyone in the room. Okay, you lovely Kiwi folk. I just wanted to say a few words. First of all, in the room today is a group of really passionate, intelligent people that believe in making change, believe in the health of our children, and believe that they can actually help now in New Zealand to promote better health outcomes for New Zealand kids. I'm all in, guys. I'm listening. I would love to be in your conference room today supporting you if it wasn't halfway around the world, okay? But guys, I hope you have a really productive day, And these days are important. We need people like you coming together, sharing, giving each other power, and bringing logic and science to the fray to protect children, right? Because that's all we've got, right? But today is particularly important because we have the Minister for Health, Dr. David Clark. Hello, David. Mr. Oliver here. Nice to meet you. It's really exciting because it's so important when government listens. And there's going to be a lot of things spoken today about the concept of a sugary drinks tax, the benefits, could you, should you? And we want, in the modern age, politicians and governments that are up for positive change, especially when it protects child health, especially when by protecting child health, you have more prosperous, fitter, more productive, healthier, intelligent kids going out into the world. And look, Britain, New Zealand, we got one thing in common, guys, right? We have tiny countries. And lots is happening around the world. We need our kids to be fighting fit and clever, to be relevant, to keep our countries fueled. It's not just a nutritional, medical issue we have with child health at the moment, obesity and diet-related disease. It's economical, right? So all I wanted to say really to Dr. David, Minister for Health, is thanks for being there today. It's really, really exciting. But there's a reason that I did the sugary drinks tax in the UK, okay? And everyone said we couldn't do it. I was working with Mr. Cameron in the Conservative government. I was the only civilian allowed within his group, an amazing group of people bringing evidence to the fray. We identified that the single largest source of sugar to British kids was through sugary sweetened drinks. We saw this tiny little cottage industry become a beast. Multi-billion pound industry that supported and sponsored and advertised our biggest events on the planet, the Olympics and our sporting events. And we realised that something was going wrong morally, and also the consumption levels were going through the roof. Drinks that were treats were becoming hydration. Unusually so, we were seeing patterns of the poorest communities consuming more of these drinks. And those poorest communities becoming the most unhealthy, the most obese, and suffering from the largest amount of diet-related disease, which quickly goes into early mortality, lack of productivity, absenteeism at work, etc., etc. It was showing itself as the beginning of a vicious circle. So I think what's really interesting about politics now is politics often say, make us, and we will. In all countries. Mr. Cameron said it, Mr. Brown said it, Mr. Blair said it, and this is what they say. So I have no doubt that the clever people in the room have data, have evidence. We have scientific reviews. David, you're a doctor, so you have access to fantastic studies done in multiple countries, quality evidence and data. And here's the thing. We have to stop logic for a minute, stop science, and just think about a moment. For me, the sugary drinks tax wasn't just about this, guys. We all know, if anyone's got half a brain in the room, we all know that hundreds of things, hundreds of initiatives, hundreds of improvements and evolutions from food products, reformulation, government initiatives, reaching out to the poorest communities, our environment in New Zealand, Britain, whatever. We know that hundreds of things have to happen to truly help communities' health, to have better health outcomes. But the sugary drinks tax is an interesting one because it's also, in my opinion, and I have I believe, proof to say I was right. It's symbolic. The British government had done nothing to control or curtail the food industry in Britain since I can remember, ever. The first time British government has stood up and said, "Oi, too much. You need to pay your bit." Like if you think about tobacco. And by the way, New Zealand, in the history of New Zealand, has been forward thinking and pioneering. It was one of the earliest countries on the planet to ban smoking in public places, restaurants, because they got it. They got the whole thing around passive smoking, right? So you've done it before. And Dave, you've got to do it again, mate, because it's not just about your party. It's now about you. It's personal. You are the man at this moment in time. It's not the same as 10 years ago, where we have the data and the science. And this moment in time that's happened in Britain is interesting because essentially we've put the industry on the naughty step. Oh yeah, over there, too much. You were little, now you're massive. Now you're prolific, now you're a problem. Now you're hurting. Now you're hurting our communities. When does a treat become a problem? So the tax is a thing of beauty. Sorry, my arm is aching. The tax is a thing of beauty because when it was ratified in the British government, before it became active, we'd already won. What does that mean? It means that by the 1st of this January, when we started, 1 in 3 sugary drinks products had already reformulated. This whole kind of bullshit around voluntary reformulation. Yeah, righto. Yeah, righto. Laggards dragging the industry back, some good guys, bad guys. It's just a mess. Equal playing field. So 1 in 3 products reformulated at a velocity and a rate that we've never seen in British history. We won, brilliant. Not only that, we saw advertising of the non-sugary items go up. We've seen the sales of more water and dairy products go up. And we've seen the biggest drinks companies in the world start procuring other companies like coffee companies. So it's all part of the same mush. But most importantly, we've seen an industry change that you have a government with a pair of balls that will do the right thing over and above commerce, money. If these dudes sponsor the biggest events on the planet, like the Olympics, like the World Cup, I don't know what you learned, but I learned about Mackie D's and Coca-Cola, right? Now, if they can afford that, that is because they are profiteering from selling something that's hurting. The data's there. If you speak to the head economists of the New Zealand government, they will tell you that health issues cost the economy in all sorts of ways. So New Zealand productivity is affected by bad diets and sugary sweetened drinks. You've got to tax this. You've got to push this through, David. The logic's there, the science is there. And I fought very hard to get this tax made law, but most importantly, because it doesn't work if you don't do this, you have to ring fence the cash revenued, right? You can't just take the cash and put it back in the government. They'll slag you off. We fought and we ring fenced every penny of that tax. And it's the first bit of new money that's gone into British schools in a long, long time. And that money is ring fenced for breakfast clubs and for sports clubs, right? This tax is, who likes tax in the room? Woo! Tumbleweed. This tax is a tax for good. It's a tax that has heart and soul and care. It's a tax where we turn the word nanny state into a nanny that loves and cares for your kid. We need that. And it's a tax that has polled, wait for it, the tax that has polled at 75% approval rating. Now, I don't know about you lot, but our stuff is normally around the 20s and 30s. This is radical, it's different. So, David, my ask to you is listen to the people today. They have the local information. But also, we got your back, brother. We're not against you. We're grateful that you're in the room, right? I'm behind you, David. Literally, I can do anything you want, right? Because I believe in this. Because it's not just about the sugary drinks tax. It's about a moment in time where a big old rock goes in a pond and it's the ripples of all the other clever, meaningful, localized initiatives that truly take care of New Zealand kids. Right? So here's to New Zealand kids. Let's help New Zealand kids. Let's help the most at risk. Let's have a government that gets stuff done. Dave, own it, bruv. Own it. Own it, Dave. I've got you. Everyone in the room has got you. And hear them out today, because if we, remember what I said earlier, make us and we will. if we provide the data, the storytelling, have a look at my documentary. Mr. Cameron said it would never happen. It happened. So good luck, guys. I've said enough. I'm very passionate about this, but don't go thinking it's just about the sugary drinks tax. It's a moment. It's a symbolic change, a shift change. And I believe what will happen over the next 12 years is that businesses, governments, education, they're all going to come together. They're all going to evolve. And hopefully we'll be doing more and more things to help our families, communities and kids get it right than get it wrong. So love you guys. Have a great day. Dave, no pressure, brother. Lots of love. Have a great day.